Welcome back. After having a pretty long winter here, plenty of snow to deal with this spring, and actually the entire winter, but spring is finally pretty close. So Justin Coling, a real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, is with us today to give us 5 things you're going to want to do when preparing your home for spring, and it is close. Justin, welcome back to the show, man. It's great to see you.
Hey, thanks. We're almost there.
We are almost there, my friend. So as we start to see all this snow, I mean, it melted for a while, then it came back. Now it's going to be gone. But what should we be looking for outside our homes this spring?
Yeah, compared to a more mild winter, there are some things we should be paying attention to. If you were anything like me and you're on top of your roof and on top of your neighbor's roof and your neighbor's roof, shoveling the snow off, you're going to want to go back up there and double check your shingles to make sure none were torn off, or make sure some are just kind of hanging there loose, because water can get into the attic and, you can start seeing water stains in your ceiling, and you could have some issues with getting mold in the attic. And while you're up there, you're going to want to check the gutters too, just because we did see more ice damming this winter due to such a really wet fall.
Man, dude, I'm trying to picture you up on top of the roof. I'm struggling right now.
It's a sight to see, I'll tell you.
Well done. The other thing that we hear so much about in the spring are these things called sump pumps. Sometimes they're our friends, sometimes they're not. Are they just kind of going through it right now and working overtime?
Yeah, like when I'm walking around my neighborhood, every house the sump pumps are kicking on, because we did have such a really wet fall, and all that moisture was just stuck in there throughout the winter. And now that's finally going to be spring and warming up, that water is going to be finding its way to a foundation, and it's going to make for a really wet springtime.
What kind of things can we be doing? It's so important to keep that sump pump, working well. What kind of things can people be doing to ensure it's going to get all that water out of the basement?
Yeah, so if you haven't tested your sump pump yet, what you're going to want to do is go down to the sump pit and pour some water into the pit to make sure that your sump pump is actually working, and make sure you do have your discharge hose connected to the outside of your house. Now, obviously, if your sump pump isn't working or kicking on, you're going to want to replace that immediately, because you're going to be getting water no matter what. If the sump pump is working, if it's really, really loud, or it's old, typically lifespans of a sump pump is 3 to 8 years. Just buy one for a backup, just in case the life cycle of that sump pump is going to go out. There are some pretty cool things that you can buy at the store. There's just little detectors that you can put by the sump pit. So if the sump pump doesn't work, the water hits that alarm, it'll sound the alarm, letting you know that your sump pump isn't working. You can buy battery sump pump backups in case the electricity goes out. But the one thing I always encourage everybody to do is talk to your insurance provider, see what kind of policy you have on your house, to make sure if your sump pump does quit and you do get a significant amount of water in your basement, that you're covered.
Great point. Make that call. I know you've been through hundreds of inspections over your time. So what are some other kind of common things you see in spring home inspections that might become issues that people should be looking out for?
Yeah, usually in springtime, we see a lot of homeowners, they put away their downspouts for the winter time, because obviously there's no water going through the downspouts. So they put them away, or they just put them up. But you're going to want to make sure that those are put back down to keep the water away from the house. And something very, very typical in our area is that you're going to see the house starting to settle a little bit. So once the house starts settling, you're going to want to make sure you build up that grading around the foundation to build it back up, to make sure the water is running away from the house.
Good insight there, man. You got a lot of good stuff. Anything else you want to share with us that we need to know?
Yeah, so we actually, in our office here, we have this really cool booklet. It's our Concierge List that has anything from home cleaning, HVAC, movers, painting, you name it. Small job, big job. Let's say your sump pump goes out and you don't know how to fix it. Well, we have a contact on here that we've done business with that are preferred vendors that I can share with you. So just reach out to me anytime and I can send this your way.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. If people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Yeah, give me a call at 701-200-1431.
Justin Coling, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and enjoy the spring as it gets here.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
All right, stick around. We got much more coming up right here on North Dakota Today.